And we're joined now by Lawrence Frank, General Manager for the Los Angeles Clippers. Coach, thanks a lot for joining us. An interesting summer of trades and free agent movement and signings. Marcin Gortat came to your team in a deal. The intent of that, what does it give you moving forward?
Yeah, I just think overall this is a really, really exciting time for our organization. It's kind of a new iteration of the Clippers. Obviously, we've had great success in the past, and I think it gives us an opportunity to redefine who we are. We have a bunch of competitive, hard-playing, tough, high IQ players. So whether it's via trades, free agency signing, or 2 draft picks here, I think you start to see the formation of a really, really hard-playing, competitive group.
You got Gilgeous-Alexander out here with 13 points. Robinson, 9 points so far. What do you make of what they've done so far tonight?
Yeah, it's great. It's always interesting when you watch these guys, their first summer league game. Because there is some jitters there, and it's amazing. You go back over the last 5 to 7 years, and you see the first game, and I think it's been great. I think with Shai, you see his uncanny ability to get into the paint. Basically, anytime he wants, he's very, very deceptive. With Jerome, he has such a high IQ, and you saw early on in the first 2 quarters his cuts without the ball, some of the passes he makes. He's a very, very good shooter. I think when you see him with Doc, you'll see him more in terms of running off some of those baseline screens and flare screens and re-screens. He's really, really good off the ball, and I think Shai's size to be able to post and get into the paint, I think they complement each other really, really well, and they give Doc 2 really good options.
Okay, so I just have to ask, because news broke, back-to-back podcasts, where Michael C. Wright, our writer based in San Antonio, basically goes on a podcast and says Kawhi Leonard's now, his preferred destination is no longer the Lakers, it's the Clippers. Did you hear it? If you heard it, what was your reaction to it, and is there a path there? Well,
first of all, obviously we have respect for, Kawhi plays for the Spurs, so we can't comment on any players that play for any other teams. I didn't hear the podcast, but I think when you look at our owner, we have a championship coach, we're in a great marketplace. I think for all players, I think we'll be a really, really good destination, but I can't comment on that at all.
Okay, but philosophically, as an organization, and I love Mr. Ballmer's passion, and I read that he said we've got to win in order to be a free agent destination. Is there ever any consideration, especially given the competitiveness at the top and the dominance of the Golden State Warriors, to rebuild, start fresh with young talent, or that's not a way you want to go, Lawrence?
Well, I think what we've done is we've kind of reshaped. So we wanted to make sure we continue to establish our identity.
Right.
And I think it's important, if you want to be a hard-playing, tough team, you better have hard-playing, tough guys.
Right.
And yet, also, because of some of the moves we've made, we've given ourselves an opportunity, 2 lottery picks in Shai and Jerome. So we'll continue to build with youth, but we also want to make sure we have great veterans who kind of establish the way we do things. And as important as what we have is where we're going to be able to go. We have great flexibility going forward, so it gives us an opportunity, unique thing. And I think you've seen some other teams in the league like Houston and Boston where they never quite hit that button and started over. Always stayed competitive, and then they were very opportunistic, whether it's via trades, free agency, or really doing a great job in the draft.
You talked about the backcourt and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander as a point guard. Milos Teodosic, a little bit of a forgotten guy because he was injured at the last part of the season, opted into his deal. How does he fit into this team and the big picture with the backcourt?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, you look at our record when Milos was with us last year. Very, very impressive. He's one of the elite passers, and he's a great teammate. And we're hopeful that we'll have Milos back as well. And it's good. We have many, many backcourt options. And look, our work isn't done yet. There'll be more moves made before this offseason, quote unquote, is over. So we're really, really excited about not just Milos, but some of the other opportunities we'll have.
And I want to tell you, Patrick Beverley was on our show draft night. He did a great job.
Oh, he doesn't like to talk at all.
He can defend.
No, the great thing about Pat is you look at Pat, and we have an agreement with Avery Bradley, and just that backcourt every single night and the intensity it brings. And, Pat's, like many of our guys, they have a chip on their shoulder, ultra competitive, and it kind of personifies what we are as Clippers.
That's a pretty good defensive backcourt, all 94 feet, right?
I love watching those two men play.
They may get you 97 feet because they may push you out of bounds to get a head start.
Where is Avery Bradley physically, and what are your expectations as the season gets closer and closer?
Yeah, he looks great. We visited Avery a couple days ago. He's 205 pounds. He's 100% healthy. He's extremely excited and motivated to have a terrific season.
He's a pro's pro, Lawrence. We know what you're getting on a night-by-night. I love watching that guy play and grow. He's been tremendous.
You're exactly right. And his character is tremendous.
Lawrence, thanks a lot for joining us. Good luck.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you, Lawrence.
Lawrence Frank of the Los Angeles Clippers will be back right after this.